Welcome back to What's the Juice at Juicy Tea. Man, let's tap into this energy. Family, when I tell you you're going to always have you some haters, you will always have you some haters. And I wish the world was not like this. I can honestly say that. I mean, I wish that when people progressed, everyone genuinely would be happy for them. But that is not the world that we live in today, okay? Or any day for that matter. You may be an energy that has always been extra hype when people have things or good things or, come for people, right? But they've never felt that way when good things happened for you. Few far and in between I could speak about. Okay, this is the energy I feel. Like many of you know, when something good happened for you, that was like a miracle for you. Okay, that's how you viewed it. You viewed it as a miracle that the divine creator of all living things blessed you with. Okay, but others looked at it as you being shown favor, like somebody was picking you over them, or you were a favorite or something like that. Okay, I'm picking up energies. Wow, what is that? Okay, it wasn't love, it was control. Okay, this is the energy. All right, it's like when you try to really work towards something good in your life. That was a confirmation too, because my phone don't even ring. It's a brand new number. Okay, so that was a confirmation. Everything that you've ever done, you know what I'm saying, any blessings that came from it, you looked at it as a miracle. You looked at it as, thank you God type energy. I wouldn't have, been here or did this or did that without you. You've always given praise to the Most High God for anything, right? But everybody else sat back and looked at you and hated the fact, okay, that you always seem to have favor over your life in some shape, form, or fashion. You see how this man has this woman bound. It looks like this is rope around there. And this is how you've always felt. You felt like you were bound, right? And it was because you were bound mentally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically. Okay, strapped down to something that was holding you down. So whenever a blessing came into your life, you already knew where the blessing came from, and you were grateful for it, and you will always remain grateful for it. And anybody else that is blessed, right, you will be happy for them, ecstatic for them in some cases. But we don't live in a world that's like that anymore. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that you may have just recently went through or have been going through for years, it was never love. It was all about control. Okay, look, I promise you, you were a lot of people's obsession here. Okay, an unhealthy obsession at that. Okay, a very unhealthy attachment. And I feel like many of you didn't realize just how unhealthy it was. Okay, all right, you didn't realize how just unhealthy it was. It was so unhealthy to where you have a pure, clear, kind heart. Okay, I'm hearing you have a bleeding heart. You have a heart that is, like, oh, for everything and everybody. But then you also have discernment, and those ones that come back. You ain't talked to them for 100,000 years. They sit there, they watch you, they want to see where you growing. They literally come in and tell you, oh, I see you growing. I see you. You like, huh? Really? I haven't talked to you in forever. Where have you been? But man, it was all arterial motives here, okay? This is why Spirit said no matter what you do, family, you're going to have some haters because they don't do the things that you do, or they're not creative like you, they're not authentic, or whatever the case may be, okay? Whatever the case may be, you're going to always have some haters. And that's sad. That is so sad, okay? You got people, your exes, and different folks that you've come into their life. I'm telling you, you have left a energy signature on a lot of people's lives. I'm telling you, you have. You really have. And that may be why they are so obsessed with you. Okay, that could be an obsession that they have, is that the fact that you do have pure energy. Your energy is pure. A hater is not gonna like that. Okay, a hater is not gonna like that. All right, you've had people that were out there stalking you. Okay, That was their whole thing. This stalking your social media, stalking your pages, and stock. Okay, watching your every move, watching how you talk, watching what you say. Okay, I promise you. And you're like, well, nah, that's just how you was raised. Mom was the word. You know what I mean? And it didn't mean anything, but that's just a part of you, right? A lot of people, boy, I tell you, look, they were looking at this, okay? They were looking at this. They were looking at the fact that you had this smile on your face, drinking your cup of coffee and looking at your shit grow, okay? Muted, not moved on, okay? You weren't moving on a lot of people because you were feeling their energy. You knew that something was off, okay? So that just had you take a step back. That's all it did. You took a step back, okay? They wanted to make it seem like you were on some sort of fake calm. You're never on nothing fake. You just know how to remove yourself from the fake, okay? Whatever this was, okay, you had a lot of eyes on you, and I feel it had everything to do with your new beginning, okay? You had a new beginning in life. It was a fresh start, okay? You knew that these energies never really loved you, okay? This is giving me gaslighting energy here because the truth was definitely revealed, okay? The truth was definitely revealed. You, through your discernment, through your prayers, through you listening to your spiritual team, your angels, your ancestors, they brought to you the truth. These people were gaslighting you, and they wanted you to feel like something was going well, but you knew. It's like your spirit knew within you. Your knowing, your inner knowing knew something's off. See, they wanted you to get somewhere and then drop a bomb on you, right? Not knowing. Anything that was ever said about you, that was the jacket that was put on you. That didn't have nothing to do with what is inside of you. You are full of love and kindness, but you are also a go-getter. You are somebody that will start from the bottom and work your way to the top. What's that Drake song? Started from the bottom and now we all here, or something like that. Yeah. Okay, y'all drop that in the comments. Okay, you know what it is. And that was the energy. Look, they were upset. They were upset because you had a lot of people blocked AF. Okay, you had a lot of people blocked AF. All right, quick disclosure: I do cuss and curse, speak the truth, and call out names of God too. You had people blocked as fuck, is what that AF stands for. Okay, you had ghosted them. They felt shut out. You may have given these people the silent treatment, but that was because the way they have treated you. They have treated you so wrong. These ain't people that you don't know. Some of them, you know from being around the hood. I heard being around the hood. Okay, for those of you who this message is resonating with, all right. And I'm not saying that you grew up in the hood, but I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? There's some states that they got hoods. There's some states that don't, but you know them from around. Okay. These people even tried to paint some kind of sorry ass picture about you, knowing good and damn well you've always worked, whether it was a 9 to 5, a 6 to 2, a 3 to 11. You've always worked, right? But these are energies where I feel like they took a hard fall and they never could get back up. So what did they do? They saw you on a rise and they said, "Oh no, we got to bring them down." And you was like, "Shit, okay." Shoot, look. Wait, I just heard the Phoenix rising. So they brought you down so you could come back better? They brought you down so you could come back better. Something about that, like you left a lot of energy too. You left a lot of negative energy behind, right? Something about your rebirth. Your rebirth. Oh boy, they about to be looking at that. They about to be looking at your rebirth. Do you hear me? They about to be looking at your rebirth. Yeah. Look, the fact that you didn't even reply to many messages. This is what I'm picking up on. You didn't reply to many messages because they were overwhelming. There were too many of them, and then a lot of them were negative. So you just left them sitting there. You left a lot of messages just sitting there. Whether that was on your phone, and your email, on your text, wherever it was, you just left the negativity sitting there. Because you didn't want any parts of it. Tell me more, Spirit. You didn't want any parts of it. Because it was like, dang, you know? You figured, yeah, they were pulling on your heartstrings. They were pulling on your mental strings. They was pulling on everything. And you just didn't want to keep going in that cyclical cycle of toxicity. Because it kept you stuck. You couldn't move on. You can't move on from energies like that. They would keep you stuck in a loop. So you were like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. And you may have subconsciously sent that message to the universe. And the universe was like, okay, well, if you don't want to hear. And you may be in a point or at a point in your life where you're starting over. Now, you may have felt like, yeah, they gonna hate. They mad. No, it ain't had nothing to do with that. Okay, they did. They had a lot. Okay, they went on and they put your name out there and they put that jacket on you and had everybody looking at you like, yep. I knew it. But no. You were so drawn. It was like you were drained. Your energy was drained. It's like, damn, what is draining me? And you just said, universe, listen here. The universe was okay. And I mean, it's amazing how you can think something and then it happens. It's amazing how you could think something and then it happened. So you may have been in a situation, wow, what's up with this? You may have been in a situation where you were feeling so drained that you was like, damn, I need some help here, because you know what I'm saying? It's not me. It's trauma. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to keep reliving over trauma. And it felt like that energy had gotten so engulfed to where you needed the universe to step in. It was like the only time you could get a breather was when it was going to be convenient. And that was few, far, and in between. Something about that energy, I feel like you had to call on the divine, and the divine answered your prayers. Something about giving you a new beginning, a new start for a phoenix rising. And then I look over and see the phoenix rising, literally. Okay? It was a new beginning and a new start for a phoenix rising. So, the message on here says, Phoenix rising. Whoever counted you out couldn't count. You're going to be back and better than ever. Because it's something about your perseverance. But see, there was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people they were upset. They were upset. Let me tell you why. Because they're like, well, how you just get a position? This is what I'm hearing. How you just get a position? It wasn't that you just got a position. It was that you've been working towards the position. But you had a lot of obstacles. A lot of adversity. There was a lot going on in your life. And I mean, it was so much and it was so overwhelming that you had started working on something on the side, and maybe it just took off for you unexpectedly, and you were grateful for it, but you didn't know how much came with it. It's almost like this new Phoenix rising energy, you know what to do and what not to do type energy. I can't make it up. Now it's glow up time. Y'all seen that come out? It's glow up time, okay? So there's a transformation that you're going to go through, and it's going to bring back more confidence for you, all right? And you're going to have this inner radiance about you, and that's what I want you to do. I be telling people, like, you know, man, when you fall down, yes, we must get back up. A lot of people are like, yeah, it's easier said than done. Blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, put forth effort. Because first of all, there was a reason. Okay, for every season there's a reason. In every reason there's a season. Okay, this is a season of learning. This is a season of exposure, right? So you went through something to expose the enemy, and there were many enemies. There was something that you recently went through, and it exposed your enemies. It exposed all the haters. It exposed that people really were targeting you, is what I just heard. I can't make it up. You had people targeting you who you had probably wiped, hey, you just let them go. You may have deleted them, you may have erased them from your phone, but now they can't say nothing to you because you got a whole new phone number and that don't nobody know nobody's phone numbers, okay? All right? So, yeah, you had people mad at you because you cut them off, okay? You didn't give them the digital closure they needed, okay? You had people up here trying to look through your digital privacy and find things to hold against you, okay? They wanted you to experience a very cold exit, all right? They wanted this exit to take you down so bad to where you just didn't have it in you to come back. But see, that's not a choice of an anointed and appointed messenger of the divine. That's not a choice that you have. Okay, yeah, should have been done. Okay, that's what their energy was. They just felt it should have been done. You should have been over with. You should have. But see, that's not an option for you. You don't have that option, family. For who I'm talking to, for who this message is resonating with, you don't have that option. Haters are going to come at you left and right, and you know this because they've been doing it to you your whole entire life. But you don't have an option to lay down and waddle in it. No one's going to come and pick you up but you and the Most High God. Message. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. Something about you may have to reinvent yourself, reintroduce yourself, reinvent yourself. Okay. Yeah, because that's going to have them confused as hell. That's what's going to have them confused as hell. They like, what? They willing to start from the bottom up? But of course. Why not? That's a fresh start. That's a fresh rebirth. But of course. You may even have people coming in with fake apologies here. Don't worry about it. Just keep it moving. Say okay, not a problem, and keep it moving. Somebody out here they sitting up here really looking. Is it really over? Is it over? This is their energy. Is it over? Are they done now? You ain't worried about it. That's really what they want. Okay, that's really what they wanted. This is this energy up here. They looking, they searching. They want to see if it's really over. Look. Somebody's feeling guilty. I told you that apologies here, this apologies here. Somebody might come in trying to give you an apology for something, right? Don't worry about it, family. Just tell them, okay, I forgive you, it's no biggie, and keep it moving. I promise you, and keep it moving. Final message. Inferno. See, this is what it was. They wanted to bring you down. They wanted to bring chaos, some sort of job loss, everything crumbling. This is what they wanted. Okay, this is what they wanted for you. But I'm telling you, when you are forged from fire, you may be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. When you are forged from fire, and I mean you are forged from fire. You've been having fire thrown at you since the day you was born. Literally. Since the day you was born, you've been having fire thrown at you. There is no option for you. You must rise. You must rise. You must get up every day. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you don't get dressed every day. You get up every day. Now you keep your behind cleaned up, but you get up every day. See, that's because you have to. Because there's nobody that's going to come rushing in to save you. And you know that. You know ain't nobody coming in to rush in to save you. Especially not the haters that's sitting there wanting to take you down any damn way. Over some rumor mill. Over something they heard. And then, wait. And for people to validate a story, they committed a crime to do it? That's classic. That was classic. They was like, oh no, we gotta break into their phones. We gotta break into their computers. We've gotta find something on this motherfucker. That was their energy. I can't make it up. Look at the bottom of the deck, all that shuffling. They wanted to cause you straight drama, scandal, truth coming out, though. You see that? Straight controversy. Now it's coming out that, damn, y'all hacked all that shit just to get something on them? Y'all, you mean to tell me you committed a federal crime just to get something on one person? Are you kidding me? Yeah, they committed a federal crime just to get something on you. You looking like, well, damn, I could have sent you some picture. That type of energy. It was all because they wanted you to be broke, fired, okay? So that they could live beyond their means. They wanted a piece of the pie. They wanted something from you. And you were like, well, shit, I've worked hard for what I got. And, you know, no one's coming in to save you, family, but the Most High God, the divine creator of all living things, your angels, ancestors, and spiritual team. It ain't like you got some man sitting over there, some woman sitting over there type energy, but they wanted you to feel helpless. But you are always divinely guided through your faith, through your healing energy, your intuition, in your dreams. The divine says, thou shalt not lay down and waddle in nothing. At 21:22, thou shalt not lay down and waddle in nothing. See, they wanted you to be in the energy of people don't believe in you. It doesn't matter, because you ain't here for people. You here because the divine has you here. They will either resonate with you or they will not. Message. And those are the facts. Let's see what he wants from this deck, if anything. See, they didn't like the fact that you would stay cutting through the BS, too, when I look over, okay? You're able to, your discernment is on point, okay? You're a truth teller. You're a head over heart, sometimes energy, okay? But you're very confident and you're very analytical. Now, when I say I don't want to say I'm a sucker for love, but I am definitely somebody that you know, hell, okay? I don't know. You would be inhuman if you didn't want love in your life. But that doesn't mean you just gonna go for anybody. What are these two? Yeah, the past. What is this? The past returns for a time. Oh, no, it's not. That came out in the reverse. Ain't no past returning for a time, okay? And then we have calm amid the chaos. And that's exactly how you've been. You've been calm amid a lot of chaos. These energies were so upset at that because they were thinking, oh, they're just cocky. They're just this. They're just that. Yeah, right. We're just going to do this. We'll never see them again. Man, you don't give a damn. This is what you do. This is what you do. You bring things to the forefront. You bring things that were hidden out in the light. Because you are the light amongst, in the midst, and amongst the darkness. So now you enter and you overstand. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to resonate with you. But guess what? Guess what that did? Guess whatever has taken place, whatever took place, guess what it did for you, family? It brought you out of darkness so that you could shine even more. Ooh, and they just want to come out, but we aren't going to do all that reading, Father God. Please, thank you. Spirit, we ain't doing all that. Okay? Whatever it was that happened, it relieved you from some things so that you could rebuild from the ground up and do it smart. Do it really smart. Add some organization into your life. Some more creativity into your life. Exactly. Okay? Alright? So I'm going to leave this message here for y'all. And only take what resonates, alright? Hopefully it provides you some clarity and definitely some inspiration. Okay? So thank you for being over here at What's the Tea at Juicy Tea. Okay? Alright? I appreciate you. I love you and the divine loves you. Let's close out. At this time, divine, I ask that you continue to keep us with love, harmony, tranquility, prosperity, peace, protection, and respect, and good health and good wealth in our lives and all the time. Ashe, and thank you. And until next time, you know what I love to say. Namaste.